Setting the right price for your product or service is crucial, and it's not just about crunching numbers. It's about understanding the psychology of your customers and the market. There are a variety of factors that go into determining the best price for your product, including perceived value, competition, and consumer behavior. Did you know that just a 1% increase in price can result in an 11% increase in profits? Or that pricing your product just below a round number, for example $9.99 instead of $10, can increase sales by up to 30%? These are just a few examples of how different pricing strategies can have a significant impact on your bottom line. While there are many factors that go into making a sale, pricing is arguably the most important. Pricing a product too high or too low can result in lost sales and lost revenue. But getting it just right can increase sales, profitability, and even customer loyalty. In this video, we'll be discussing the top pricing tactics that can help businesses achieve success. From value-based pricing to dynamic pricing, we'll cover the most effective strategies that help businesses maximize profits. By understanding the psychology behind pricing, using the right tactics, and finding the sweet spot for your product's price, you can increase sales, build customer loyalty, and ultimately grow your business. So, let's dive in and learn how to price your products for success. Charm pricing, also known as psychological pricing, is a strategy that has been used for decades by retailers across the world. It is the practice of pricing products at an amount that is just below the next full number, often ending in 0.99 or 0.95. So why is this pricing strategy so effective? Our brains tend to read from left to right, so we often focus on the first number we see when looking at a price tag. By reducing the number to the left by 1, we perceive the price to be significantly lower than it actually is. For example, a product priced at $9.99 appears much cheaper than a product priced at $10. Charm pricing has been proven to be effective in a variety of industries, including retail, hospitality, and even real estate. One famous example is the Sears catalog, which started using charm pricing in the 1800s and saw a significant increase in sales. But this pricing strategy isn't just limited to physical products. It can also be used in the service industry, such as offering a meal at a restaurant for $19.95 instead of $20. Overall, charm pricing is a simple yet effective way to influence consumer behavior and increase sales. Have you ever wondered why some prices are written without commas, while others are not? Well, it turns out that this is not just a matter of aesthetics, but also a psychological pricing strategy. When you write prices without commas, you make them appear smaller and more attractive to buyers. Studies have shown that prices written without commas or decimals are perceived as being smaller than prices with commas or decimals. For example, $1,199 looks smaller than $1,199 or $1,199, even though they all represent the same amount of money. This is because our brain perceives extra characters, such as commas and decimals, as added effort and complexity, which makes the number seem larger and less attractive. By avoiding commas, you can create a perception of affordability and simplicity that can appeal to your customers. This pricing strategy is particularly effective for items that are considered luxury or high-end, as it can make the price appear more reasonable and accessible. Imagine you're selling a luxury watch for $9,999. By writing it as $9,999, you make it appear more affordable and enticing to potential buyers. This strategy can also work for everyday products, such as electronics, clothes, or household items. The decoy effect is a pricing strategy that can nudge customers towards purchasing the more expensive options. By introducing a third, unattractive pricing option, businesses can influence our decision about the other two. For instance, consider the following options for a monthly subscription. Option A, basic plan for $10 per month. Option B, premium plan for $20 per month. And option C, ultimate plan for $30 per month. Most people would choose the premium plan because it seems like the best value for money. However, when a third option is added, say Premium Plus plan for $25 per month, suddenly, the price difference between the middle and last tier feels smaller, leading us to opt for the latter. In this case, the Premium Plus plan serves as a decoy that makes the ultimate plan seem like a better deal. A classic example of the decoy effect is popcorn at the cinema. You might have noticed that the sizes of the popcorn at the cinema are always huge. However, the large size of the popcorn is not actually intended for people to buy. The real purpose of the large size is to make the medium size seem like a better value for money. The difference in price between the medium and large sizes is usually only a few cents, making the medium size seem like a good deal. By using the decoy effect, businesses can influence customers' purchasing decisions and encourage them to spend more money. When a customer sees a price tag, they automatically calculate the value in their minds. If they see a price of $25 for headphones, they'll perceive it as worth $25. However, if you offer the same headphones for $20 and then add a $5 shipping fee, the perceived value drops. The customer may feel like they're paying extra for something they could get elsewhere for cheaper. This is where making your final price inclusive comes in. By including any additional fees or charges into the advertised price, you create a perception of a better deal. In the example above, if you offer the headphones for $25 with free shipping, the customer will feel like they're getting a better deal than if they had to pay $20 for the headphones and $5 for shipping. According to a study by behavioral economist Dan Ariely, people are more likely to choose a more expensive product when it includes a bonus item for free. When given the option of buying a box of chocolates for $10 or a box of chocolates with a free pen for $12, a majority chose the more expensive option. By making your final price inclusive and adding a bonus item, you create a perception of greater value and increase the likelihood of a customer making a purchase. When it comes to pricing, the way we present it can greatly impact how our customers perceive the value of our products. One strategy that has been proven effective is breaking down a larger price into smaller, more manageable chunks. This is known as the small equivalence strategy. For example, instead of offering a $30 course up front, you could present it as Start Learning for just 99 cents a day. This approach makes the course seem more affordable and achievable, as customers are more likely to be willing to pay a smaller amount every day than one larger lump sum. It's a psychological trick that can make all the difference in closing a sale. And the surprising fact is that this strategy has been found to increase sales in some cases by up to 30%. Customers are more likely to buy a product when it's presented in smaller, more affordable increments, as it feels like less of a commitment. Breaking down a larger price into smaller chunks can make your product feel more accessible and appealing to customers, and ultimately increase sales. People tend to rely on the first piece of information they see. So if you introduce a high price, they will believe that's the true value of the product or service. This is where the raise the bar and drop it strategy comes into play. By starting with a higher price and then lowering it, you can create the perception of a great deal in the minds of your customers. For example, imagine you want to sell a piece of jewelry. You could initially price it at $2,000, then lower it to $1,200. The customer would feel like they're getting a fantastic deal because they're now paying almost half of the original price. This strategy is often used in marketing campaigns to create a sense of urgency and scarcity. By creating a perceived value in the minds of your customers, you can entice them to make a purchase. In fact, according to a study by Stanford, when a product was offered at a discounted price, people were willing to pay more for it than they were when it was offered at the regular price. So, by using this strategy, you can effectively increase the perceived value of your product or service and entice your customers to make a purchase. Have you ever found yourself continuing to use a service or buy a product even though it no longer serves your needs? Maybe you've invested too much time, money, or effort in it, and it's hard to let it go. This is what's known as the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is when we feel that we have invested too much time, money, or effort into something and we should continue to do so even if it's no longer in our best interest. This can be seen in many aspects of life, including business and pricing strategies. For instance, companies might offer a product or service at a low price, but once a customer has made a purchase and invested their time and effort into it, they are more likely to continue with it, even if it becomes more expensive or no longer serves their needs. Take Amazon Prime, for example. You might have signed up for it initially for the free 2-day shipping, but after investing time and effort into the platform, you might find yourself spending more money than you planned on Prime Day. You feel like you've already invested in the service, so why not continue using it? Businesses can use the sunk cost fallacy to their advantage by offering low prices or free trials to get customers invested in their products or services. Once customers are invested, they are more likely to continue using them, even if the cost outweighs the benefits. By understanding the sunk cost fallacy, Businesses can create pricing strategies that keep customers hooked and loyal, even if it's not always in their best interest. It's important to be aware of this bias, both as a consumer and as a business owner, so that we can make informed decisions about our purchases and pricing strategies. So, keep this in mind next time you're deciding whether or not to continue using a product or service. Don't let sunk costs influence your decisions, and always evaluate the cost versus the benefits before making a decision. Did you know that according to a study by Harvard Business Review, bundling can increase sales by up to 60%? That's a huge impact on revenue. So, when you bundle products, you're not only providing convenience for your customers, but you're also increasing the likelihood of making a sale. Instead of making customers navigate through various product options and compare prices, a bundle offers a comprehensive package that's easy to understand and purchase. And when you offer a bundle at a discounted price, customers perceive it as a great value and are more likely to make the purchase. For example, imagine you sell makeup products. You could bundle together a face primer, foundation, and contour powder at a discounted price, rather than selling them individually. Customers would appreciate the convenience and the value of the bundle, which would encourage them to make the purchase. Overall, bundling is a smart strategy to increase sales and provide convenience to your customers. Penetration pricing is a pricing strategy that sets a low initial price for a product or service with the goal of gaining market share or attracting customers to a new product. This pricing strategy is often used by new businesses, startups, or companies entering a new market. By offering a low price, businesses hope to attract customers away from established competitors and gain a foothold in the market. One of the benefits of penetration pricing is that it can help businesses quickly gain market share. By offering a low price, customers are more likely to try the product or service. If they like it, they may continue to purchase it even after the initial low price ends. This can help the business build a loyal customer base, which can be a valuable asset in the long term. Penetration pricing can also be an effective way to introduce a new product to the market. By offering a low price, businesses can generate buzz and attract attention to the new product. This can help generate sales and build momentum for the product, leading to increased demand and higher prices over time. However, there are also some potential drawbacks to penetration pricing. One of the main concerns is that it can be difficult to raise prices once customers are used to paying a low price. This can make it challenging for businesses to earn a profit in the long run, especially if the cost of producing the product or service increases. Another potential issue is that competitors may respond by lowering their prices as well, leading to a price war that can be difficult for businesses to win. It's important for businesses to carefully consider their competition and market dynamics when deciding whether to use penetration pricing. Skimming pricing is a strategy in which a high price is initially set for a new product, with the intention of gradually lowering the price as the product becomes more established in the market. This approach is used to target early adopters and price-insensitive customers who are willing to pay a premium for new and innovative products. One notable example of skimming pricing is Apple's release of new iPhone models. Apple is known for setting a high price for their new iPhone releases, targeting early adopters who are willing to pay a premium for the latest and greatest technology. As the product becomes more established in the market, Apple gradually lowers the price to make it more accessible to price-sensitive customers. Another example of skimming pricing is seen in the video game industry, where new video game consoles are typically released at a high price point. In 2006, Sony released the PlayStation 3 with a starting price of $499, much higher than its competitors. However, over time, Sony lowered the price to appeal to a wider customer base. A surprising statistical fact about skimming pricing is that it can lead to higher profits for companies. According to a study by the University of Chicago, companies that use a skimming pricing strategy can increase their profits by up to 33% compared to companies that use other pricing strategies. Skimming pricing is not without its risks, as competitors may quickly enter the market with similar products at a lower price point. However, for companies that are able to establish themselves as leaders in the market, skimming pricing can be an effective strategy to maximize profits while targeting early adopters and price-insensitive customers. Dynamic pricing is becoming more popular and widespread, thanks to advances in technology that allow companies to collect and analyze data in real time. This allows them to make pricing decisions based on a variety of factors, such as changes in supply and demand, competitor pricing, and customer behavior. One of the key benefits of dynamic pricing is that it can help companies maximize their profits by charging the highest possible price that customers are willing to pay. For example, airlines often use dynamic pricing to adjust their fares based on factors such as the time of day, the day of the week, and the time of year, allowing them to charge more for popular flights and less for less popular ones. However, dynamic pricing can also be controversial, as some people see it as a way to take advantage of customers by charging them more when they are most vulnerable. For example, some Uber riders have complained that surge pricing, which raises prices during times of high demand, can result in prices that are several times higher than usual, making it difficult for them to afford a ride. Despite these concerns, dynamic pricing is likely to become even more common in the years to come, as companies continue to find new ways to gather data and use it to their advantage. In fact, according to a recent survey by the consulting firm Deloitte, nearly 80% of companies in the travel and hospitality industry now use some form of dynamic pricing. One surprising fact about dynamic pricing is that it can actually benefit both companies and consumers in some cases. For example, a study by the MIT Sloan School of Management found that dynamic pricing can help reduce traffic congestion by encouraging drivers to take less busy routes or travel at off-peak times. By reducing traffic, this can help make transportation more efficient and reduce overall costs for everyone involved. Have you ever downloaded a free app or software that you ended up paying for later? This is the power of freemium pricing. Companies offer a basic version of a product or service for free, which allows customers to try it out and get hooked. Then, the company charges for premium features or functionality. Take Spotify for example. They offer a free version of their music streaming service with ads and limited features. This allows users to try out the platform and get hooked on their curated playlists and user-friendly interface. However, for those who want to avoid ads, have unlimited skips, and access to offline listening, they can upgrade to the premium version for a monthly fee. The freemium pricing model has become increasingly popular in the tech industry, with companies like Dropbox, LinkedIn, and even dating apps like Bumble using it to attract and retain customers. In fact, a study by HubSpot found that businesses that offer freemium models see 3 times more website visitors, 5 times more leads, and 4 times more paying customers than those who don't. This pricing strategy works by leveraging the psychological principle of reciprocity. When companies offer something for free, customers feel indebted and are more likely to pay for premium features in return. Additionally, it allows companies to gather data on how users interact with their product and target those who are most likely to convert to paid users. Overall, freemium pricing is a powerful tool for customer acquisition and retention, and is likely to continue to be a popular pricing strategy in the tech industry and beyond. Have you ever been to a restaurant where there was no fixed price on the menu, and instead you were asked to pay whatever you thought was fair? That's the essence of pay what you want pricing. This pricing strategy allows customers to choose the price they pay for a product or service, with the hope that they will be willing to pay more than the actual cost. But why would anyone pay more than they have to? It turns out that pay what you want pricing can actually increase revenue for businesses. Studies have shown that customers who are given the option to choose the price they pay often end up paying more than the suggested price. In fact, a study conducted by the University of California found that customers paid an average of 50% more when given the pay what you want option. One well-known example of pay what you want pricing is the band Radiohead's release of their album, In Rainbows, in 2007. They offered the album as a digital download with no set price, allowing customers to pay whatever they wanted. Despite the fact that the album was available for free on file-sharing websites, many fans chose to pay for it, and Radiohead reported that they made more money from this release than from their previous album. Another example is the Humble Bundle, a popular video game bundle website that allows customers to pay what they want for a collection of games. The site has been hugely successful, raising over $195 million for charity since its inception in 2010. Subscription pricing offers customers convenience and cost-effectiveness. They can pay a recurring fee and have access to a product or service without worrying about individual payments each time they need it. For businesses, subscription pricing provides a steady income stream, which can be more predictable than one-time sales. It also helps build a loyal customer base, who are more likely to continue using the product or service. Subscription pricing can be applied to a wide range of products and services, including software, streaming services, meal delivery, and even clothing rental. It is estimated that the subscription e-commerce market has grown by over 100% each year for the past 5 years and is now worth over $10 billion. Subscription pricing can also lead to increased customer engagement and retention. By offering exclusive content or personalized recommendations, businesses can create a stronger relationship with their customers and encourage them to stay subscribed. Companies like Netflix, Spotify, and Amazon Prime have all seen success with their subscription pricing models and have revolutionized the way we consume media and shop online. Subscription pricing can also help businesses to scale their operations and reach more customers without the need for additional marketing and sales efforts. It provides convenience, cost-effectiveness, and a steady income stream for businesses, while also offering customers exclusive content and personalized recommendations. As we wrap up, we've explored several pricing strategies that businesses use to attract and retain customers. Each strategy has its advantages and disadvantages, and choosing the right one depends on various factors such as product or service, target audience, and competition. Remember that pricing is not just about making money, it's about creating value for your customers. By understanding your customers' needs and behaviors, you can create pricing strategies that work for everyone. So, what do you think? Which pricing strategy do you think is the most effective? Have you ever experienced any of the strategies we've discussed today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this. Did you know that videos with a call to action like this receive 10 times more engagement than those without? So, hit that like and subscribe button now. Until next time, keep pricing smart and stay ahead of the competition.